We're going to be working with the review quiz for DMA30. When you take the quiz, you will be allowed to use conversions. So the conversions table for the measurements, and you'll be allowed to use the prefixes for the metric system. And then there is the compound interest formula that you'll be allowed to use. If you recall earlier, this part, if you look at DMA10, I'm going to put page before DMA010 in the workbook. That's where you can find all of those things located. So when you're doing your review quiz, open up to that page and use that. The compound interest formula, this formula is principal times 1 plus rate over n, and then n times t. You'll also be allowed to have that formula. You must memorize simple interest. Must memorize simple interest formula. This one you'll not be given, and that's just principal times rate times time. Let's go ahead and start with our first question. We have 41,500 milliliters, 41,500 milliliters minus 0.6 liters, and then the final answer is in milliliters. Now, what should draw concern here is this is a different unit size. So we must convert 0.6 liters to milliliters because the answer is in milliliters. So this unit is the one that needs to be changed. So we have milliliter minus milliliter equals milliliter. So a 0.6 liter to milliliter. What you would do is look at your prefixes. We're going to go from liter to milliliter. So if I start here at liter and I go to milliliter, I'm going right 1, 2, 3 places. Right 3 places. So if my decimal's here and I go right 1, 2, 3, it's going to become the number 600 milliliters. So what we now have is 41,500 milliliters minus 600 milliliters to give me an answer in milliliters. So use your calculator. 41,500 minus 600 is going to give us 40,900 milliliters. But you do have to make that change there and convert. A popular extreme sport is artificial wall climbing. A climber is resting at a height of 20 feet while climbing on the tower. If this is 20% of the tower's height, find the height of the tower. So we're trying to calculate the tower's height. This is the resting percent, and this side is the resting height. It said the person is resting at a height of 20 feet. Then it says this is 20% of the tower's total height. Once you have this set up, you're going to cross multiply and divide. So we've got 20 times 100 divided by 20, and the height of the tower is going to be 100. So the tower's height is 100. Let's look at our next one. We're converting 49.5 pounds to kilograms. 49.5 pounds we're going to convert to kilograms. So the way we do these is we do 49.5 pounds, put it over 1. We're going to multiply it by something to give us kilograms. We need to put pounds on the bottom. The value that's going to go here is going to come from the conversion chart. So let's look at the conversion chart. I'm going to click on this button. We're going from pounds to kilograms, so that's weight. So 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. 1 kilogram is 2.2. So here, 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. The pounds are going to cancel. 49.5 times 1 is 49.5. 1 times 2.2 is 2.2. We're now going to use our calculator, and we're going to do 49.5 divided by 2.2 is 22.5. 22.5 kilograms. And you would always just double check here. It says round to 2 decimal places is needed. Ours only went 1 place, so you give everything that you've got. If it went more than 2 places, you would round to 2 places. A popular extreme sport is snowboarding. Ski trails are marked with difficulty levels of easy, intermediate, difficult, expert, and other variations. Use this information to solve the following problem. So as we do this problem, we are going to set up a proportion. And for this particular problem, what we start with is it says, at a popular ski resort, 33 of the 138 total ski runs are intermediate. So I'm going to write down that fraction, 33 of 138. 33 of the 138, so the 33 are intermediate. The question they want us to solve for is approximately what percent of the runs are intermediate. So our percent is always over the 100. So if this is the percent that's intermediate, the amount that's intermediate, this is the percent that's intermediate. So all we've got to do is cross multiply and divide. So 33 times 100, hang on, 33 times 100, divide by 138, and that gives us, now let's see how far they want us to round. Round to the nearest whole percent as needed. So we have 23.9. If I'm rounding to the nearest whole number, that's going to make it round up to 24%. So we got 23.91. It said round to the nearest whole number. So that would round to 24% for that problem. Convert the following measurement, 9 quarts to cups. We're going to convert 9 quarts to cups. So we're going to put quart over 1. Now we have to remember, however, there's a size between a quart and a cup. There's a pint. So we've got to stair step this one down. And when you look at the conversion chart, you would find that 1 quart is from 2 pints and that 1 pint is made up of 2 cups. And that would be on that page prior to the DMA10 at the beginning of your book. The quarts are going to cancel, the pints are going to cancel. 1 times 1 times 1 is still just 1, so there's no denominator. Then we have 9 times 2 times 2. So we have 9 times 2 times 2 gives us 36. So that would be 36 cups. We're converting 55 quarts to gallons and quarts. 55 quarts to gallons and quarts. When you see 2 blanks on the right, you're going to use long division. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. So we're going to do 55 divided by 4. Only use the whole number, 13. Then we're going to multiply 13 times 4. That gives us 52. And when we subtract, we have a remainder of 3. So we would have 13 gallons and 3 quarts. In 1983, the average suggested price for a music CD was $22.19. So 1983, $22.19. By the year 2007, it's $16.16. By 2007, it's $16.16. We want to, what was the percent of decrease in the average list price for music CDs from 83 to 2007? The first thing we have to do is subtract and figure out how much did it decrease by. What's the decrease amount? So we're going to do $22.19 minus $16.16. That's $6.03. That's the decrease amount. So if we're trying to calculate the percent of decrease, the decrease amount is going to go here in the numerator. The bottom is the starting value or the earlier year's value. The earlier year was 1983, so the denominator here is $22.19. Once we have this set, we cross multiply and divide. So 6.03 times 100 divided by 22.19, 27.625. Okay, so we get 27.625. Let's look at the problem, and it says round to the nearest tenth. The tenth place is here. The 2 makes the 6 stay the same, so 27.6% would be your final answer. Samantha is a 6-foot-tall park ranger. She needs to know the height of a tree. So this is one where I would draw Samantha, the tree, and they're both going to cast a shadow. Samantha is 6 feet tall, and we do not know the height of the tree. So she's 6 feet, and we don't know the height of the tree. She notices the shadow of the tree is 28 feet long, and her shadow is 4. So the tree's shadow is 28, hers is 4. This is a simple proportion. We're going to put the height here and the length of the shadow here. So she is 6 feet tall with a 4-foot shadow. We don't know the height of the tree with a 28-foot shadow. And now cross multiply and divide. So 6 times 28, divide by 4. The height of the tree is 42 feet. So the tree is 42 feet tall. Last season, a Major League Baseball player got 120 hits in 200 times at bat. So 120 hits in 200 times that he was at bat. This is a proportion problem. The important part is where hits are on top, at bats are on bottom. If the player expects to bat 400 times in the entire season with the same ratio of hits to at-bats, how many hits can the player expect to have? So the 400 is the at-bat. So the 400 goes on the bottom because it's the times that he's at-bat. We're trying to calculate how many hits would he have. So we're doing 400 times 120. 400 times 120. Divide by the 200. And that means we would expect 240 hits. That would be your solution, 240. Assume we're comparing different sizes of the same brand of frozen orange juice. Find the unit price of the 8-ounce package. It's $1.69 for 8 ounces. $1.69 for 8 ounces. And the other one is 96 cents for 6 ounces. So we're calculating the price per ounce. So we're going to do $1.69 divided by 8. So $1.69 divided by 8. Money is 2 places, so that would be 21 cents. So that would be 21 cents per ounce. For the other, we're going to do the 96 cents divided by 6 ounces. The 96 cents divided by 6 ounces, and that's 16 cents. So that is 16 cents per ounce. And for this problem, when it asks you for the better buy, you're looking for which we want to know which one is cheaper. Which of these is cheaper? The better purchase would be the one that's the 16 cent is cheaper than 21 cent. So the 6-ounce package is the cheaper buy. When you choose answers here, you have to be sure you're choosing the one that's the price per ounce. And notice they give you the answers in reverse. So if you did it the wrong way, you would have the right answers and the wrong answers. Commission rate. We have a 2% commission rate, and we're trying to find the commission amount. The commission rate is the percent, that's 2%. We're trying to calculate the commission amount. The price of the house is $359,800. $359,800. So all we do is cross multiply and divide, and that's going to give us the commission rate. So $359,800 $359,800 times 2, divide by 100, $7,196. $7,196 would be the commission amount that the real estate person would earn. Translate into an equation, let X be the number. So here, this is where I showed you percent over 100, and we're going to use the is and of. So as I read this problem, it tells me 14.25 is. So the is goes on the top right. 14.25 is. Then it says 14.25%. So 14.25%. Now a quarter is the same as a 0.25 of what number? When you cross multiply and divide, you're going to have 14.25 times 100 times 100 divided by 14.25, and that gives you 100. So that answer is 100 for this one. We are converting from meters to millimeters, kilometers, and centimeters. I recommend do this problem in 3 parts. Okay, so we have 11 meters, and we're going to convert it to millimeters. We're going to convert it to 3 things. So let's write it down 3 times. So we're converting to millimeters, kilometers, and centimeters. Millimeter, kilometer, centimeter. You would also look at your prefixes. You have kilo, hecto, deca. Then you have your meter. Then we have deci, centi, milli. So we're going from meter to millimeter. We're going to go right 1, 2, 3. Right 3 places. So with the 11, we go right 1, 2, 3. That would give us 11,000 millimeters. From meter to kilometer, we go left 1, 2, 3. We're going to move our decimal left 3 places. So my decimal is here on the 11. I go 1, 2, 3 to the left. So I'm going to add 1 0, a 0.011. From meter to centimeter, I'm going to go right 2 places. So my understood decimals here, I go right 1, 2. So I'm going to add 2 zeros. Then go back to your chart and key in those values. I would set them up as separate problems. That just makes that a little bit easier for you. Brian went shopping and bought sandals, swim trunks, and sunglasses. The tax is 7%. What is the sales tax and what is the total of the purchase? Okay, so we're buying 3 things. They're 57, 32, and 59. They are 57, 32, and 59. We're going to add those 3 values together. 57 plus 32 plus 59. That's 148. And we have a 7% tax. So the percent goes over the 100. We're trying to calculate the tax amount, and the purchase is 148. So let's cross multiply and divide. So let's do 7 times 148 divide by 100. Our tax is going to be $10.36. That's our answer for the tax amount. For the total, we're going to take the 148, we're going to add the tax, and that's going to give us 158.36. That's the total purchase price. The total purchase price. Convert 152 ounces to pounds and ounces. We're going to convert 152 ounces to pounds and ounces. Now there are 16 ounces in a pound. So we're going to do long division and divide by 16. So 152 divided by 16 gives us a whole number of 9. So the 9 is going to be our pounds. We're then going to do 9 times 16, and that gives us 144. With long division, we now subtract. So 152 minus the 144 gives us 8 ounces left over, and that will be our remaining ounces. Medication is prescribed in 7 out of every 10 hospital ER visits. Okay, so 7 out of 10, 7 get medication out of every 10 ER visit. We are being told that if an urban hospital has 970 emergency room visits involving an injury in the past month, how many would you expect to include a prescription for medication? So the 970 is the number of ER visits. All we have to do now is cross multiply and divide to determine how many of those visits would get medication. So 970 times 7 divide by 100. You would expect, and let's look, wait a minute. 970, oh, divided by 10, excuse me. I was thinking percent. Hold on. Do that again. 970 times 7 divided by 10, and I typed 100. There we go. 679. So 679 of those visits would get medication. Find the total amount in the compound interest. So we have $4,000 is compounded quarterly. $4,000 compounded quarterly. And we also have 6% in 3 years. 6% for 3 years. If something's compounded quarterly, we would use the number 4. The 6% by 100, we're going to use the decimal 0.06. Here is my formula. And we're going to plug this in. My principal is 4,000. 1 plus my rate is 6%. Quarterly is 4 times. And then here I have 4 times 3, which I could use the number 12. So that's what I'm going to key in here. So we have 4,000, parenthesis, 1 plus 0.06. Oh, wait a minute, excuse me. 1.06 divided by 4, because it's quarterly, raised 2, and I could do here 4 times 3, or I could put the 12. 4,782. 4,782. 4726. 4726. Money is always going to be rounded 2 decimal places for the change. This 2 makes the 7 stay the same. So 47.82 and 47 cents. That would be your final rounded answer. They do tell you here round to the nearest cent. Determine whether this is a true proportion. 7 over 21 and 4 over 12. 7 over 21 and 4 over 12. The way to determine if it's a true proportion is you're going to cross multiply. We're going to do 7 times 12. 7 times 12. That gives us 84. If I do 21 times 4, that gives me 84. Let's compare these two numbers. If they are the same, then we're going to say yes, it is a true proportion. If they were not the same, we would say no. Okay? Solve for the n. 7 over 15 equals n over 6. 7 over 15 equals n over 6. So we're solving this one, which means we're going to cross multiply and divide. So 7 times 6 divide by 15. 7 times 6 divide by 15, 2.8. So our answer here is going to be 2.8 for the n. What is the amount of discount and what is the sale price? So we have original price of $310 with a discount of 15%. So we have a 15% discount and the original price is $310. So we're trying to solve for the discount amount. So 15 times 310 divided by 100. So that would be $46.50. That is the discount amount. That's one answer. When it asks you for the sale price, you're going to take the original 310, you're going to subtract the 46.50 to get the sale price. So the 310 minus the 46.50 is $263.50. That's going to be your sale price. So there's two parts, two answers for that one. Convert. So we have percent, decimal, and fraction. Percent, decimal, fraction. So let me make a table here. And then I'm going to put in what they give us in black, and then we're going to put the solutions in different colors. So they give us 70% and a 2.5%, 70%, a 2.5%. We're given 0.855, and we're given 1/10. Okay, so we're going to go through each of these and do our conversions. So for the 70%, to get the decimal, we're going to take 70 and divide by 100. A percent is per 100, so that's 0.7. To convert that to a fraction, you may use your calculator, press math, and enter twice. You get 7/10. Let's go ahead and do the bottom one as well. 2.5%. So I'm going to take my 2.5, divide it by 100, and that gives me a 0.025. And then to convert that, I'm going to do math, enter twice, and that gives me 1/40. So my fraction is 1/40. Okay? When I go from the 0.855, I can just type that in, 0.855. If I do math and enter twice, that's going to give me my fraction, 171/200. To go the other direction, I'm going to multiply by 100. So if I do 0.855, move my decimal to the left two places, that's going to give me 85.5%. My last one is the 1/10. So I'm going to type in my fraction, 1 divided by 10. That gives me my decimal, 0.1. Then I'm going to multiply that by 100, and that will give me my percent. So that's going to be 10%. Okay, so you're going to do each one of those for the whole row. We're going from hectogram to centigram. 14 hectogram to centigram. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go from hecto to centi. So I'm going to move to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 places. I'm going to go right, 4 places. So if my 14, my decimal's here, I go right 1, 2, 3, 4, which means I'm filling in 4 zeros, so that would be 140,000 centigram. Marcia borrowed $6,500. She's going to pay it back in 4 years. Simple interest is 10%. Find the total amount she pays back. So $6,500, 4 years, and 10%. We're doing simple interest. So we're going to do 6,500 times 0.10 times 4. 6,500 times 0.10 times 4, $2,600. That is the simple interest. The question is, how much does she pays back? Well, you have to pay the principal and the interest. You got to pay it all back. So we're going to add 2,600 to the 6,500, and she would have to pay back $9,100. She'd have to pay all of it back. We are doing a ratio of the longest side to the perimeter. So when I do this, I would write down longest side to perimeter. So when you write down your numbers for this problem, when I look at the triangle, the longest side is the 25 feet. So the number for long goes on top, and the perimeter would mean I would need to add all three. So I got 25, 24, and 7. 25, 24, and 7. Add all those, you get 56. 25 over 56. We're going to check that and see if we can reduce it. 25 over 56. I'm going to press math and enter twice. And it does not reduce any further. So that would be the ratio of the longest side to the perimeter. And the last question is, convert 50,000 feet to miles and feet. So if we have 50,000 feet, we're going to convert it to miles and leftover feet. Okay, this is where you would use the fact that there are 5,280 feet in a mile. So 50,000 divided by 5,280 gives us a 9. Only use the whole number 9. That's going to be 9 miles. Then I'm going to do 9 times 5,280 is 47,520. With long division, we now subtract. So 50,000 minus 47,520 leaves me with 2,480 feet. This number is smaller than the divisor, so there's 2,480 feet left. And with that being said, that is the end of the quiz. There's only 25 questions.